Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing really well today and enjoying the sun in the UK. It's been a pretty nice week, hasn't it? You can't have failed to have noticed that there has been quite a few different updates released for Cricut Design Space in the last week or so, and not everybody will have received these new updates, but they are rolling out quite slowly. Today I wanted to just go through the different updates and what these actually mean and how to use them. So let's jump straight in. First of all then, let's just check out what Cricut has said is new in the latest update. So if we're on the home screen here, all we need to do is click on these three lines at the top, and then we get this menu come up. And if we go down to what's new, it will show us all the things that have been new in the most recent update. So we are up to 7.8 as the version number here, but the latest updates have come in from 7.6 and above. So the first thing that is different is that we can now rotate or move print then cut objects, and I've found this to be really useful actually when we are doing print then cuts, especially if you want to get them to nest properly on the page and make sure you can fit in as much as possible. Before we couldn't rotate, so it made it quite difficult to utilize the whole sheet and make sure that we're not wasting material. So that's a really good one. In 7.7, guides has appeared, and basically this is about leaving notes next to your layers, and this is also a really useful one, especially if you are sharing a project on Cricut Design Space like I do quite regularly. Sometimes it's not obvious which layer is doing what, especially if you're making a shaker or something similar. So guides is a really good one as well, and I'm going to show you how to use that, because at first it wasn't that obvious. It does say here to add a shape, image, text or any other artwork to your canvas, select it and then use the drop down menu and select guide, but it doesn't really explain it that well, so I'm going to show you that. And the other things that have come in again are to do with print then cut, and this is really interesting actually. So now we can print then cut on A4 instead of just the American 8.5 inch by 11 paper. We can now use A4, which of course is the standard paper size across a lot of Europe. This has made a massive difference, and I'm going to go through that with you in a second, and I'll show you the difference between the 8.5 by 11 and the A4 now that that's available. And then the last thing is to make Cricut insert cards on all machines. So you've probably seen on other channels or Instagram or whatever that Cricut have just released the 2x2 card mat for the Cricut Maker and the Cricut Explore machines. I haven't got hold of one of these just yet because they've been out of stock at my local Hobbycraft, so I'm going to try and get one and see whether it's really easy to use and what it's like, but that'll be something for the future. So let's jump straight into Cricut Design Space and have a look at these three new features that have popped up this week. Okay, so let's jump back over to the canvas. I've already got a project open on there, so I'm just going to go to canvas this way. So like everybody in the UK recently, I have been making quite a lot of Jubilee projects. Where is it? It's on here somewhere, but it's loading very slowly. Right, so I've been making this mini window bunting, and what I've done is I've got 3 layers here of the pennants, and they're arranged so that I can fit them onto a mat really easily. So let's start off with the guides feature. So if I was going to share this online, I'd like to put a little note on the side to say that this is the mini pennant, and then on my other layers, I could put that this is the bigger pennant for a bigger window. So what I'm going to do is just go to text here, get myself a little text box, and I'm going to just type in mini pennant. And then if we just click off of that and then click onto it again, it does come out originally as a basic cut. But if we click on this drop down arrow, now at the very bottom, underneath print then cut, we've got guide. And print then cut did used to be the last option on this menu, but we've now got this guide. So if we click on guide, that has now turned that pink. You can change the colour of that up here if you want to. And then on the right hand side in the layers panel, we've got this text, Cricut Sans, M and guide. And if we go through to make it now, that layer doesn't show up because it's a guide just from the canvas. So it's just a little notes facility just to be used on the canvas, which is really, really helpful. And then that leads me into the second update, which is the A4 print then cut. So this is set now to print out A4. And as you can see, it has fitted in all of my pennants here and it's perfect. It's nested it well and everything's great. If I go to the material size here, I can change that back to the 8.5 by 11 or the 21.6 by 27.9 centimetres letter size, which is what we used to have. And as you can see, it now only fits 2 onto the page, and I've got my third set of pennants on a separate page, which of course is not ideal and that's not what we want. So I'm going to change that back to the A4. So as you can see, it's filling nearly the whole page, and Dot is actually underneath my chair right now trying to get a bone. As you can probably hear her. So this is really, really good. It's a great way of moving everything so that it fits. And also we can rotate these items now. So if we wanted to, we could turn that around. So it will be that way. Oh, let's move it over a second. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on this because I've got this page really full, so I might have to show you on a different one. Let's cancel that. I'm just going to hide a couple of these just for a second. So we've now got 3 here. If I just select those and then I make it, I'm going to select on mat and then continue. So now you can see that I've got 3 separate ones, but obviously I could fit more on there. So let's turn that one round. We can put that there next to that one, and then this one up here, there, and that adjusts that. So it's now a lot more efficient with the way that it's placed on screen. And of course we couldn't do this with the way print then cut was before, because once you'd got your box on the screen, that was what you were stuck with, and it was actually quite frustrating really not to be able to move your designs around on the screen and make sure that you could use up all of your paper how you wanted to. So now I've got a couple of offcuts that I kept of my photo paper previously that are probably about this sort of size. So now I'm going to be able to use that and use it up rather than it being set to being a big square in the centre of the page and wasting all of that paper. So I'm really pleased that Cricut have listened and taken on board the concerns and the wants of the people that actually use the software. Still waiting on that ruler, but hopefully they'll get round to putting a ruler on the canvas so that we can measure things on there instead of having to guess or make a box to see what they are. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these news type videos of updates of what's going on in Cricut Design Space. If you do, I'd love to see you again for another one, so don't forget to subscribe. Drop me any questions or comments that you might have down below. And right now I'm going to go back and make myself some more Jubilee decor to celebrate 70 years of our Queen. Thanks again for watching. Have a great week. See you soon. Bye.